Sidewalk Surfer girl, I do anything to right. Um, I love that. That was because the song, like you said, bump, 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 and then everything surrounding though that particular hook that sort of repeats several times.
Hmm.
Everything is like kind of that sort of techno, that electro, that there's that heaviness, there's a fuzziness. They sort of just put a lot of layers of stuff in, and I'm not saying I didn't like that. I think that interwoven with again that hook, that was great. I love that. That was so catchy, but it wasn't. It was probably the less, I don't know, less mainstream or poppy for me. It was just, I don't know. That hook was so good, but it was so inventive. It was so creative. It was. I know I'm not going to hear something like that on the radio.
Hey, welcome back to Into the Music. My name is Chris. I'm here with my buddy Greg, and Greg's got something for me to react to. So, what you got, man?
So I got another Super Furry Animal song.
Ooh.
And yeah, so we just finished recording one and onto this one, and I've heard it, and I ain't gonna tell you what I think of it.
You ain't?
I ain't until you listen to it. Oh, I gotta tell you the song, right? And did I tell you it's Ian
You didn't
Northcliffe?
tell me much yet.
So Ian has requested Super Furry Animals before, and so he's at it again
He's
with
at it again.
with sidewalk
He's on the loose again.
Sidewalk Surfer Girl. And this band just has to be different because it's not Surfer Surfer, but Serfer. They just always have to be different, even in the song titles. So Sidewalk Surfer Girl.
So that's some kind of like serf, like a peasant who works on a, feudal farm.
You're going weird. Go check out. You might be right.
Well, maybe they just can't spell.
You might be right.
Maybe
So
they're hooked on. Maybe they're hooked on phonics.
um, go check out the song. Stop guessing. With silly stuff. Will you get serious? This is a serious channel. Will you just get serious, please, just for once? And go check out that song. Come on back and tell everyone what you think.
Patty White fell asleep for 15 years. Then unexpectedly she woke to joy and tears. She ordered pizza and then asked about tickets. They're all grown up now on the reservation grid. Sidewalk surfer girl, I'd do anything to catch you falling. Slide and surfer girl, I'd do anything to be with you sometime. Since Patty left the scene, things are so extreme. Sidewalk surfer girl, searching for a dream. Paraglide through space, like a Jeep. Set yourself like was
Hey man, I see you back.
Hey, I am.
What'd you think about Sidewalk Surfer Girl?
Um, you know, I like this song, and I like the juxtaposition. Like at least in the beginning, it repeated it throughout, but where it was like it went that mellow part, and it was da 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 da, whatever it
Yeah,
was, and then it slowed down, it mellow out again, and that was kind of cool. That worked. That was is definitely unexpected, and they've got a lot of layers of things going on there too, and a lot of like changing
yes,
up the uh, not the overall rhythm, but within the rhythm, they're changing up a lot of stuff with the
right.
drumming and so on,
Yeah,
which
they're
I thought was
consistent with that
cool.
from song
So
to song, it seems. Yeah.
yeah, so this is yeah, so we've done another couple of their songs.
Hmm.
So yeah, again, it's a very interesting band, and I'm curious as to what else they do.
This song is my favorite out of the three that we've done. This
Okay.
one, yeah.
I'd have to say so. Well, no, we did.
We did
Uh,
Drawing Rings Around the World.
well, that one to me is the catchiest one with that chorus, "Rings Around the World."
It was catchy,
But I
but
do
it
really
was
like this
very
song.
it was very mainstream catchy. This,
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
that
sure.
sort of that lyric hook where he sings sidewalk surfer girl, I do anything to right. I love that. That was because the song, like you said, bump, 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 and then everything surrounding that particular hook that sort of repeats several times. Um,
Hmm.
everything is like kind of that
Hmm.
sort of techno, that electro, that there's that heaviness, there's a fuzziness. They sort of just put a lot of layers of stuff in. And I'm not saying I didn't like that. I think that interwoven with again that hook, that was great. I love that. That was so catchy, but it wasn't. It was probably the less, I don't know, less mainstream or poppy for me. It was just, I don't know. That hook was so good, but it was so inventive. It was so creative. It was. I know I'm not going to hear something like that on the radio. It's just something that, is appealing because it's really good, but if I'm making sense, but it's not a mainstream poppy thing. At least I don't think. It was just, I love that. There was just some really beauty to that hook. And then, like you said, they just have all these sounds, and they like to really experiment and make things different, which is cool, right? Their thing is not, I guess, not doing like the usual, and
Hmm.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That is for sure. So I'm going to give you a little homework about
Homework.
this home bike. So this is off their critically acclaimed fifth album from 2001, and Rings Around the World, right? So this is the album that had that first song that we did.
Hmm.
Um, the sound, so the Big Issue, which is a British street newspaper that Wiki calls the most widely circulated street newspaper in the world, called the song a surf punk electro pop, which is like really interesting. So when I sort of dug deeper,
Surf
and
punk.
yeah, I'm not sure if I really agree with that, but I thought that was interesting just to kind of,
Yeah, I don't.
what one publication had called it. That said, when I sort of dug deep into Wiki, because Wiki is so, you know, pages upon pages. Actually, it can be depending on the band and stuff like that. Um, I actually found this really interesting. So it talks about how the band recorded for this album, recorded the songs on a 2-inch analog tape, and then until they had a take that they were happy with, and then they transferred the results to Pro Tools, where the songs were then edited and overdubs added. According to keyboardist John Ciaran, I don't know, Cian, the first name Ciaran, so I'm going to say Chiaran. According to the keyboardist of the band, this meant that the band could edit some. This meant that the band could edit some beats very precisely, like the gated kicks at the end of this track, "Sidewalk Surfer Girl." Then once the band was happy with the song, they would then transfer it back to tape before mixing took place, as they reportedly liked the tape sound. And so that's kind of the process that they actually went through with each song, including this one, which is really interesting.
They
As
put it back on tape and did what?
it went back on tape because they liked the tape sound. So I don't know how then from the tape they were able to mix, and like that was the actual, when I was doing, um when we listened to that first song, it was something that I had picked up, that they did some like crazy stuff like that, where involving a tape, kind of like sort of going backwards, but what band did we do like a month or so ago,
Yeah, we talked about some band where
where
they were
a
experimental with
synthesizer
analog tapes.
well,
Yeah.
that, or even they used a
No,
synthesizer
they used
that was old.
soundtracks from old movies and stuff. That the
Yeah,
one you're talking about? That was
but they
that the
also
one?
used old equipment. They also,
Was that the one who did the song Spitfire? Where the show took
no,
the old movie
no,
footage?
this is a female singer, and
Okay,
I think they were French,
I don't
and
remember.
they used old equipment, and it just had that 60s kind of that retro feel, if you remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ringing a bell, but I don't remember the name.
Okay. So that said, so the song meaning initially written about Patty White Bull, a girl who fell into a coma for 15 years before awakening in 1999. But then, again, this is like Ree's taking that, something that really happened, and then he morphed that into Ree's describing his disdain for extreme sports. And there's a quote that I had seen online, but I
Wait,
wasn't sure.
what
Because
did she
he's sort of
do? What
well,
kind of extreme? She did an extreme sport and went into a coma.
I I it's not clear to me if the reason why the real Patty White Bull was in a coma because of a sports incident. Um, it looks to me, it seems like
Did you
there
look
was.
her up?
I tried. It just wasn't clear, and it's just so much, investigating that I can do.
Oh,
Yeah. So
what? How do you spell her last name?
Patty White Bull.
Okay, I won't look it up.
So here's the lyrics, a little bit of it. Patty White Bull fell asleep for 15 years. Then unexpectedly, she woke to joy and tears. She ordered pizza and then asked about her kids. They're all grown up now on the reservation grid. Sidewalk Surfer. I
Wait,
do
what's her last name?
is White Bull.
White Bull.
White Bull.
Okay, so she's a Native American, probably.
Mm,
That's why the
Maybe.
reservation. That's why.
Right.
Okay.
Right. The reservation grid. I'd do anything to catch you falling, silent surfer girl. I'd do anything to be with you sometimes. Ooh. Um, and then the next verse, since Patty left the scene, things are so extreme. Sidewalk surfer girls searching for a dream. Paraglide from space. Die your bungee best. Set yourself alight whilst famine kills the rest. I don't know.
Hmm.
But the quote that I had seen was basically, it seemed like this contributor was quoting Rees as basically saying that he had a
Reese being
disdain.
the songwriter.
The songwriter, yes.
Gruff, whatever his name is, Griff.
Yes,
Okay.
Griff or Gruff Rees. And so he had a disdain for sort of, extreme sports, people tying rope,
Mhm.
to their legs and stuff, and just, and trying to get, I think the quote was something like, trying to, touch or get close to death, whatever, as much as they could, and he had this sort of disdain about it.
You mean bungee jumping?
Bungee jumping, and yeah, just, extreme sports. It just, he was using that as an example, but I think there were other things too that
Yeah.
he wasn't saying specifically that, but just
Okay.
overall, this kind of people sort of putting their lives at risk to try to get that sort of high, that sort of that rush. And again, what I couldn't sort of verify
And why was he
if
knocking
she
that?
was there because of that, because he had a disdain for it. He just said that there was a time where he just didn't like people. He had this thing about, people doing that, and he had a disdain. So he just took that and kind of like put that into the song. He made it
Okay.
into something like that. So again, I don't know if she was in a coma because of that, or he just sort of took her situation and then he made it into something else. But anyway, Ian,
Okay.
definitely help me out here. Fill in the blanks. So but yeah, that's kind of
Okay. Interesting.
all she wrote, at least for me, about this. So yeah, again, I like the song. I think this
Okay.
is my favorite. This is my favorite song from this group. And yeah, cool.
Okay.
All right, I'll take us
All
out
right. Good. I like it too. Yeah.
and say, Chris, you have a good rest of the day. And to everyone out there, we'll see everyone on the next episode
You too.
of Into the Music.